Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I promised you more videos and here it is. So this is more of a bit of a rambling video about the current state of play with the prices. And I say state of play because obviously PlayStation is raising prices of their PlayStation 5 consoles across the board everywhere as of 2nd of April. So in US the new price is basically $650 for basic PS5, digital edition $600, and PS5 Pro is $900. In UK you got the prices here on the screen: $569.99, so $570 pounds for basic PS5, which is, and I'm surprised that not many people commenting on that, £570 for basic PS5. That's £70 more than Xbox. I know, guys, remember the time when Xbox raised their prices and there was a massive halo, like how can they raise the prices of their consoles? Yeah, they're not even selling that many. Well, they did raise the prices and obviously that was shit. But now PlayStation raised the prices significantly. It's not just a small 3% increment or 5% increments. No, that's a lot more now. I bought my PlayStation 5 years ago in 2021. It came out in 2020. I bought mine in 2021 for £450. You're telling me now at my 5-year-old console now, or a 6-year-old system basically, went up in price? I mean, that's unheard of, that the console's going up in price. Imagine if you have your old phone, I know, Samsung Galaxy S21 from 5 years ago, and imagine that it will be still on sale at the same time as you get new phones, and Samsung announces a price hike on the old phones. That just wouldn't make any sense. The technology always used to go cheaper. I mean, I know why. Obviously, I think we all know why, because of the AI and the bloody RAM prices going up hike. Partially also probably some tariffs are involved into that. Although directly after the tariffs were announced last year, the prices didn't go up regionally. The prices only went up at the end of the last year for Xbox, and now for or beginning of this year for Xbox, and now for PlayStation. And I'm sure the Nintendo also will be raising their prices of their consoles as well, if they didn't do it already. So the used market will be thriving. So thank you very much PlayStation, thank you very much Xbox and Nintendo for making sure that my console, when I sell it, I will sell it for more money than I purchased it for. I'm obviously joking here. I won't. I mean, I will be keeping the console anyway, but this just shows that in what kind of reality we're living in at the moment. So if you're planning to buy a new console, I suggest going into used market. The buying a new console is absolutely bonkers at this point. Now I saw a comment somewhere that it's cheaper now to buy a PC. Well, that would be great. Probably to buy a PC that is equivalent of PlayStation 5 Pro for $900. Yeah, that would be probably possible. You could get a good GPU, especially on the used market. You'll get a good one, and then CPU and so on if you go for DDR4, and you probably could match PS5 Pro, or at least basic PS5, in under $1,000. But listen guys, consoles are still very expensive, but PC are even more expensive these days. If you try to build a new PC that can run stuff in 1440p on, let's say, high or ultra in 60 and more frames per second, I don't know if you'll be able to do it in $900, maybe. But again, you have to use the used parts. If you go directly to the shop, you'll be surprised how much everything costs. So I got here some stuff ready for you. So if you decide to build a new PC, for example, and you would like it to be somewhat future-proof, because if you spend money. Now, DDR5 prices are as below. So if you go with the AMD, DDR prices, let's say £329.99 for 32GB kit with 6000 MHz and CL36. If you want to get CL30 or 32, you're looking here at $864.99. You probably might find some sets that are from brands that you might not know that well for a bit cheaper, but yeah, this is basically double what it costs, or more than double what it costs before October 2025. And now let's go to GPUs. So a GPU these days, obviously 5070 Ti is much better GPU than what PlayStation 5 Pro can be, and is capable of showing much better graphics. However, let's say you're buying a GPU, you don't want to change the GPU in the next, say, 3-4 years, yeah? You want to last it a few generations. So 5070 Ti would be a good GPU to go towards to. Well, £800, around £800. Maybe if there is a sale, none of these is less than $799.99. So maybe with some kind of sale, this could go lower a little bit, but most of them are over £800. If you go to used market, you can probably get a 5070 Ti for about £650 if you're lucky on eBay, used one. You could obviously go with AMD, which would be slightly cheaper. You can get 9070 XT from AMD for about £600, maybe even less than £600, and that's very, very good GPU. So yeah, XT £600, £589.99. Probably on used market you can get it for about 500 quid even. So yeah, you could get that, but then obviously you need to count also the DDR5, new CPU, so AM5. So with the AMD would be on the AM5, one of the AM5, so probably 9000 series Ryzen's. You would want obviously the new motherboard, although that doesn't need to be that expensive, like around £130. So yeah, can you build a PC for less than $900 at the moment? Yes, you can. Can it do the same stuff that PS5 Pro can? Yes, it can, but it will require a lot of tweaking in the settings. Obviously, you buy PS5 Pro, you don't change any settings, you just play the games. But I'm not trying to justify those prices. I'm just trying to say that going PC is not necessarily the easier option. It's a option if you have a little more spare cash, so you can buy a GPU that will last you another at least 2 or 3 generations of the next GPUs. Yeah, that this GPU will still play games on on high settings, maybe you have to lower the resolution or lower some of the settings in at least 2 or 3 years easily, or even maybe 4 years. 5070 Ti or this one 9070 XT. And the same with the CPU. I haven't changed the CPU for the last 4 years. I'm still running the same CPU, and I probably won't be changing it anytime soon until the DDR5 prices go down. And obviously DDR5, you could consider DDR4 you could consider DDR4, which are much cheaper. So if you look at DDR4s, these are 229, 132 pounds, 149, much better prices, although this is only 16 gig, so bear that in mind. 32 gig is 229, so still very, very expensive. And that goes to the motherboard, obviously NVMe drive, power supply, which is about 80 pounds, something like that. So yeah, not the greatest times to be a gamer at the moment. Honestly, if I wouldn't have the stuff I already have, it would be very hard for me to make the decision on which console to go to, because they are all so damn expensive. Maybe even I would have gone to Switch, because that's the console that costs the least amount of money. Obviously, it hasn't capabilities of Xbox or PlayStation, but then it's very portable. It plays a lot of new games, albeit obviously with some caveats of lower resolutions, lower FPS and so on, but it does play those games. One thing I would say, I was researching some of the prices. So with the Xbox Series X, the launch price was 450. Now it's 500. So in UK at least, if you live in UK and possibly Europe as well, with the Xbox it's a little bit better. The prices didn't hike up so much. So even on official website, you can get a Xbox Series X 2TB Galaxy Black Special Edition for £589.99, which would be a little bit more expensive than PlayStation base version, but this one is 2TB instead of 1TB. And the normal Xbox Series X 1TB is $500. So in UK and possibly Europe, you still alright-ish. Like I said, not great because the price is going up instead of going down. But comparing to USA, I'm not sure why the prices there hiked even higher. So in comparison, so you see here is only 50 pounds for each of those versions. Series S goes up to 349.99, again only 50 pounds, and Xbox Series S 512 GB also goes up only by 50 pounds. However, in USA the prices changed by $150. So for basic Xbox Series X 1TB, it went up by $150. The digital version it costs $600. Series S 1TB 449, increase of $100, and the same goes with Series S 512 GB, also $100 increase. This plus obviously Game Pass, Ultimate and Premium and Essential price hikes. Well, Essential I think say the same, but the Ultimate went up to $30 or £22.99. So that was a price hike of about $10, I think £7, something like that. It doesn't look great to be a gamer at the moment. The only thing I could say to you guys at the moment is just buy used stuff. Just go on eBay, go on FaceBay or FaceBay Marketplace and look for the deals, and don't be afraid of buying the used stuff, you know. Obviously test it if you can, but most people when they're selling stuff, they're not selling it because stuff is broken. They just need either money or they don't have time to use it. So make sure to do your research and buy used parts, at least for this year, probably even maybe next one, until at least the new generation comes in, until the RAM prices go down, until the general PC parts go down in price. Until then, it is what it is. So sorry to finish on this really bad note, but yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the current prices. How, if you buying a console now, what console would you buy? And would you go fully PC and maybe spend some more on PC, but then you protect yourself for the next 2-3 years? Or would you hunt down for some deals on PC parts and build yourself a good gaming PC that would compete with the consoles, at least with the current generation of consoles? So yeah, let me know in the comments. As always, like and subscribe, really helps the channel, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye bye.